Am I the asshole? For telling my wife to just let our daughter wear her sneakers? So I 35 meters have 4 kids with my wife. Our oldest is 15. She has a pair of red Air Force Ones that she got in 6th grade for her birthday. She bought them herself. We were poor and in the shelter, and she had enough money saved up to buy herself something nice. Fast forward, she's in 10th grade and still fits them, but of course they're dirty. She cleans them when she can, but the dirt doesn't come off. So my wife doesn't like letting her wear them. This morning she tried to sneak and wear them. Wife made her take them off and offered a different pair of sneakers. Our daughter didn't want to wear the black Hirachis that she was offered. She wanted to wear the red Air Forces. She had a red and black outfit on, and the shoes matched it. So she was of course frustrated that my wife said to change it, and ended up changing her whole outfit. Wife got mad and told her to stop the attitude. Daughter left out for school. I told my wife I think she should just let her wear the sneakers, and that it's not like CPS is gonna come just because her sneakers are dirty. My wife says that she shouldn't be wearing dirty sneakers and wants to throw them away. She said she'd throw them away today, but she wants to do it while our daughter is at school. But I think she should just leave it alone and to just pick and choose her battles wisely. I don't mind the dirty sneakers, they're old and she likes them and it's not hurting anyone. Am I the asshole? She bought them herself. We were poor and in the shelter. Please, for the love of God, and as a favor to someone that grew up dirt fucking poor, do not let your wife throw those shoes away. She doesn't understand what those shoes mean to your daughter, and probably never will. Not the asshole to stand up for your daughter to your tone-deaf wife. Not the asshole. Wife is being too controlling. She's 15 and old enough to understand what she wants to wear. Would be a huge mistake to throw them away. Not the asshole, but you better hide those sneakers now, because your wife is going to throw them away while your daughter is at school, and your daughter is going to be rightfully pissed, because we do not take things that don't belong to us is one of the first lessons that responsible parents teach their kids. The shoes were bought by her. They belong to her, not your wife. If she throws them away, that's theft. Not the asshole. Please don't let wife lose those sneakers. It isn't about how they look, it is about how they make daughter feel. It is probably pride or something of that nature. Ask your wife how she would feel if someone decided to throw away something of hers that she treasured. Someday daughter will give those sneakers up, just let her wear them now. Not the asshole, and this is 100 something I'd go to bat against my wife for. Children are their own people and get to make conscious decisions on their own. She'll be throwing away her relationship with her daughter along with those shoes. Not the asshole. I can't imagine wearing shoes for that long tbh, but throwing them away while she's not home would be catastrophic. Not the asshole, and if your wife makes the huge mistake of trying to throw them away, your daughter will hate her for a long time. Your wife needs to examine why she has a problem with dirty sneakers when no one else cares about it. Not the asshole. Honestly, even looking back at 34, I think one of the worst things a parent can do to a child is deprive them of the right to react reasonably to mistreatment. You're raising a whole-ass human, not a convenient automata, and your wife is basically telling your daughter she's not allowed to wear some blasted shoes, just 'cause they're a little dirty, and is now planning to throw them out while she can't save them. When she gets home and inevitably sees their absence, your wife will either lie to her or tell her she's not allowed to be mad, which is mental. Not the asshole, and stop your wife from throwing the sneakers away. It will really hurt your kid. 15 is old enough to decide what to wear. Your wife shouldn't be so controlling. And the shoes belong to the kid, not to you or your wife. She bought them with her own money. Dirty sneakers are fine. Most teens don't have shoes in pristine conditions. Let the kid keep her sneakers. Magic eraser only on the rubber sole and cream cleaner are great for AF1s. Not the asshole. My mom threw away my favorite hat when I was in middle school because it was old and ratty. I am now 41 and I can distinctly remember that day, like it was yesterday. This will not end well for your wife. Not the asshole. Your wife seems like one of those people who erroneously think that dirty ruined unusable. This is not and has never been true. Stains will come out, and even if they don't, the stain doesn't affect the actual usage of the shoe's clothing. I would hide the shoes from your wife and let your daughter know where you hid them. Then tell your wife that she's being unreasonable, and until she can see these shoes as not ruined, you won't be sharing their location unless your daughter is wearing them. Not the asshole. Tell your wife, if you keep throwing away the things she loves, what makes you think she won't throw you away the second she moves out? You are two different people, and if you keep trying to force her to be like you, you will lose her. Think about that. What means more to you, keeping your daughter or throwing her things away? Not the asshole. Your wife is missing a huge point here. When your daughter felt that she had nothing, she bought herself something, and those sneakers are a symbol. Throwing them away without her consent would be a bad idea. Is there any way to get them cleaned professionally? Your wife doesn't like dirty or worn out stuff and wants to throw it away. Could this be related to the time you mention you were all in a shelter? Would therapy be an option? Your wife should not throw her daughter's possessions away. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. She is a teenager, she loves her shoes, she wants to wear them. Throwing them away when she is not there is going to cause a huge fight and a rift between mother and daughter. Not the asshole. Your daughter must love those sneakers. They're likely her favorites and remind her of being able to buy something for herself. Not the asshole. But your wife is a huge one. If your wife wants your daughter to never trust her again and probably hate her for the rest of her life, let her throw out the shoes. The shoes were the first thing she could afford for herself, clearly very emotional item. Why don't you give her a professional sneaker cleaning from a professional? But discuss it with your daughter before just taking them away, even if it's just for cleaning. Not the asshole. I don't know how or why you think you would be. Your wife doesn't want her wearing dirty shoes and you want to make your daughter happy. Your wife is in the wrong to want or to actually throw something away that she didn't buy or belongs to her in this scenario. Truth, shoes do not have that long of a shelf life and bad shoes hurts your feet in the long run. Maybe start setting aside a few coins when you can, and hopefully you can save up to either buy or help your daughter buy new ones. Not the asshole. People wear dirty sneakers. I'm 32 and my Vans get dirty. I'm not throwing them out because they're dirty. They're still very functional. Your daughter paid for them. If your wife throws them out, she is throwing out someone else's paid property. Illegal. Not the asshole. And do not let your wife throw away those shoes. Not the asshole. But you need to keep your daughter's sneakers safe now. Your wife feels ashamed of the shoes. They aren't just dirty, they represent a time when you guys were at your worst. Your daughter feels proud of the shoes. They represent possibly her first big purchase of her own. Your wife's throwing away of stuff is hurtful, but I don't think she realizes how. She's now more concerned with appearances to get away from how she felt being poor. She needs some counseling to stop projecting her issues onto her daughter, while she still has a daughter. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. If your wife throws away the shoes, your daughter will never forgive her. Your wife sees grubby shoes, your daughter sees a manifestation of her spirit. Tell her simply, if you throw those away, you are throwing away any trust or love our daughter has for you, and you will deserve it. Not the asshole. Man, this makes me angry. My father did this to me all the time when I was a teen. He would actually burn clothes that he didn't approve of. We had a wood stove. I remember being furious with him for how much I was controlled. It led to a lot of anger and fighting with my parents as a teen because I felt I was never listened to and my opinion didn't matter. Now my daughter is a teen. Fashion is cyclical, and what's popular now is the same as what was popular when I was her age, and I get to live vicariously through her.